I hope everyone is enjoying their dinner, or if you haven't been served yet, I hope you will when it is served to you momentarily. With that, we're going to resume the awards portion of our evening, and I'd like to welcome to the stage tonight's Master of Ceremonies, my good friend, the former Deputy USTR and USTR General Counsel and one-time WITA board member, good friend of many of us here in the room, John Veroneau.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here. It's nice to see you. I was telling Ken, the shushing of the crowd is actually a great sign of the friendships and bonds that are in this room, and it's sort of like a wedding reception where everyone gets to see each other. So, to the community. So, a husband and a wife on a particular Saturday were dividing between themselves the different chores that they needed to accomplish that day, and it was agreed that the husband would go off and run errands around the city, and his wife was doing some chores around the house and listening to the radio, and she heard this traffic alert, and the traffic alert indicated that there was a car traveling in the wrong direction on the Beltway. And she knew her husband was likely to be on the Beltway, so she called him and said, "Hey, honey, be careful out there. There's a car traveling in the wrong direction on the Beltway." And he said, "Yeah, I know. There's actually hundreds of them." So I like that joke because it's a reminder of the importance of perspective. We live in a time when perspective is scarce. Statistically, the world looks sturdy. The global economy is chugging along. U.S. unemployment is historically low. Global poverty rates are historically low. No major wars are underway. Yet conversationally, the world seems fragile. I cannot tackle this topic in brief remarks. The issue goes well beyond trade, and that's my point. Too often, trade is singled out as a major source of problems that, in fact, go well beyond trade. Trade must be kept in perspective. Imports account for about 15% of the U.S. economy, which is about half of the global average. Imports, as with technology, destroy some jobs, but exports sustain and create commensurate jobs. And consumers who save money through imports spend those savings elsewhere in the economy, sustaining additional U.S. jobs. Perspective is lost when a full accounting of trade is not taken. We must bury the myth that a zero-sum global economy that the global economy is zero-sum. America's greatness is not diminished by the flourishing of others. My point is not that all is well in the trading system. Responding in some way to China's rising mercantilism was warranted. China should become, in the words of Bob Zoellick, a more responsible stakeholder. Reciprocity is a foundational element in every moral system. We should expect more from our trading partners, and border measures should be available to protect intellectual property and legitimate national security interests. But we should be mindful that even if China had complied with the letter and spirit of the WTO, the major challenges facing America today would not look especially different. The policy choices we make inside the border on issues like education, infrastructure, R&D, and public debt will be far more consequential to U.S. competitiveness. Trade is good. Trade is good for America. Preserving and sustaining a rules-based trading system will not be easy, but it is essential. As we pursue this goal, we should hold fast the words of President John F. Kennedy. The philosophy of the free market is as old as freedom itself. Thank you very much.